Hello, I'm Jeremy Flight. I work at Rubica, a design agency in Derby, and I'm going to talk to you today about the situation you might be in when you've decided your business needs a new website, perhaps because your current site is dated and not portraying your business very well to your customers. Before you get to the point of collecting quotes from a few website designers, it's worth thinking about the type of website you need for your business. If you need a new website for your business, it's likely you'll choose from one of three different types. You can think of the first type as being a DIY website, where you use an online tool to build a site yourself. Wix is an example of an online service that lets you build your own website. Or you might think about having a template website. This is more where a website designer builds your site, but does so using a pre-designed template or a theme, which they can typically source for a few $100s. Website designers who work this way often use WordPress, and they build your website around a theme they buy from the WordPress marketplace. Or your third option may be more a bespoke website, where a website designer has designed and built your website from scratch. We'll look at the benefits of each approach, and to help with this, let's draw an analogy with how you might buy a new suit. Paying a website designer to design and build a bespoke website is akin to going to a personal tailor who will ask you questions about what you want, take your measurements, help you choose the best fabric, design the garment, refine it based on your feedback, and then hand stitch it into a tailored suit. Whereas choosing a template website is more like going to a high street shop and selecting something off the peg. You get to try the suit before you buy it, but the shopper system won't adjust it for you if it doesn't fit perfectly. The bespoke approach means that you get a website tailored precisely to your requirements, but with a template website, you have to accept the website for what it is. It's more the case that you have to fit your requirements around what it does and how it looks, not the other way around. The DIY website is a different matter altogether. Here it's as though you've been given the separate pieces of fabric, the buttons, a needle and some thread, and now it's up to you to stitch everything together. The cost, purely in terms of finance, will be lower than either of the other two options because you're the one doing all the work, but the time cost is much higher than the other options. This table summarises the key differences. With a DIY website, you'll need to use a lot of your own time to get it built, but the financial cost is low. A template website is built by a website designer, so your time commitment is much lower, but the website designer will charge for their time, so your financial cost goes up. And a bespoke website is similar, but your website designer will be more involved with the project, so the overall cost is likely to be higher again. So the key question for you is, how do you decide which approach is best for your business? If cost is a deciding factor and you only have a limited budget to work with, your decision may be made for you. If a DIY website is the only option available for the money you have, you need to head over to Wix or one of the other online tools. But if you were to increase your budget to make a template website a possibility, what would you gain for the additional investment? The obvious change in moving from a DIY website to a template site is that the workload moves too. You would free up a lot of your time because you're now paying someone else to put the website together. While they may not be designing it entirely, given that they're working with a pre-designed template, they are arranging each page of your site and piecing it together in a way that best suits your needs. You'll need to provide text and images, a task that often takes much longer than people first assume, but the practical work will be done by a website designer, which leaves you with more time to spend on revenue generating activities. In that time you've saved, if you can generate revenue that at least matches the cost of your new website, doesn't that give you a better outcome overall? And money aside, you're employing an expert to build your website, something that I've done many times before, and so the quality of the finished site is likely to be higher than if you were to build it yourself. What if you're toying between a template and a bespoke website? What do you get from a bespoke site for the extra cost? Well, the key differentiator here is attention to detail. At Rubica, we only build bespoke websites, and we always start a project by talking to the client about the role their website needs to play within their business. What's it trying to achieve, and how would the client know whether it achieves it or not? At this early stage in a project, the onus is very much on us to understand the client's business in some detail, because we really need to walk in their shoes so that we can make informed suggestions about what's best for them. We've had clients tell us in the past that when they've worked with a website designer on a template site, the designer's inclination is very much more to jump in and ask about how many pages they want and where the logo should go and other quite practical questions. This immediately casts the client in the role of the expert because the designer relies on the client to make these decisions. But why should the client know? It's not their job to know. Think back to choosing your new suit. The tailor will talk to you about why you want the suit, when you're going to wear it and things like that. And they'll use their expertise to design and create the right outcome. When you wander up and down the clothing aisle in M&S looking at off-the-peg suits, you make all the choices, or perhaps your partner makes a choice for you, but there's no expert on hand to inform the process and take some responsibility for the outcome. There's no single right answer when considering what type of website you need for your business. In the 20 years we've worked in the industry, we tend to see the same scenarios come up fairly often, and so recognising which scenario matches your situation may help you make a good choice. If you have a limited budget and one of these scenarios rings true, a DIY website might be the best option. Perhaps you just need to be on the internet so customers can see you exist. Maybe new business comes from referrals and your website doesn't really play much of a role in this. Or your business doesn't have or need a strong brand. If you have more budget for the project and one of these scenarios more describes your situation, a template site could be a better choice. Your website is dated and you want a prettier version of much the same thing. You don't have the time or inclination to build your own site and your website requirements are fairly basic. Or you need a brochureware website, one that tells people about your business. And here are some common scenarios for businesses that need to invest a little more in a bespoke website. You need to distinguish your business from its competitors, and you know prospective customers will be influenced by your site. You run an online business and your website is fundamental to the daily revenue generating activities. Search engine optimization and online marketing are an important source of inquiries for your business. Your business has a strong brand and your website must be aligned with that. Your website needs to integrate with other systems or include clever functionality. As always in business, it's important to make an informed choice and go with the option that's right for your circumstances. As a business owner or budget holder, you want to get the best value for the money you invest, and really understanding the role your website needs to play will help you align with the right type of site and the best supplier. This video is one of many that we post on our YouTube channel as part of our QA series. We brand them as QA videos because answering questions is something we naturally do as part of any client's project, and we like to share our knowledge with others as widely as we can. If you subscribe to our channel, you'll get a notification each time we add a new video, which will make sure you don't miss out on any new content.